Playing your favourite music from the 60s.
Round, round, get around, I get around.
70s. And the 80s. This is the Big Decades on 102.5 The Bridge.
Seven minutes after 12 on the Big Decades with me, Mark Spate, on 102.5 FM and around the world on all the W's, thebridgeradio.net. 5-star and Stay Out of My Life. Right, my next guest on the Big Decades this afternoon has had 20 top 30 UK singles, including System Addict, The Slightest Touch, and the big anthem Rain or Shine. They were also the youngest British group to have a #1 album and the first group to achieve 7 consecutive hit singles from one album in the UK. I'm joined by Brit Award winner and Grammy nominee and lead singer with the pop group 5-star. Welcome to 102.5 The Bridge, Denise Pearson. Hi Denise, thanks for joining us.
Hey there Mark, how are you?
How are you? Not too bad, a little bit cold as I say, but it's raining, drizzling and sunshine. I think because Wimbledon's here, it's a sign of summer, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. I love the British summer. It's very unpredictable.
Very unpredictable. Before we have a talk, let's have a listen to what is Denise Pearson and 5-star.
All fall down, all fall down, all fall down. Turn the boxes the slightest touch, and I go crazy with desire. RSVP, as soon as can be. Can't wait another minute to stay out of the light. I don't wanna know the truth, to stay out of the darkness, but I'm reaching for it. And this is how we shine. You'll always be one in a million, my fantasy come true. Rain or shine, System Addict, the heart we have it. I never can get, never can System Addict, the heart we have it. Never can get.
5-star on the Big Decades. We're pleased to say we've been joined by Denise Pearson. Denise, you've made my afternoon come true. What do you think of that medley?
Oh, that is absolutely brilliant. It's like one hit after the other. It's like, oh yeah, systematic. Oh my God, yeah, can't wait. Oh my God, yeah.
It takes you back.
Amazing.
Let us start at the beginning of your career then. Where did it all start for you and 5-star?
It's my dad actually, who unfortunately passed away in October, just gone. He was the backbone of the whole group. He was actually putting the group together at the time, 3 girls, and he had a demo called Problematic. So myself and my sisters decided to get together and sing the song and show Daddy that we could sing also.
Mm-hmm.
So we did that, and the next, I think it was the next week or the next couple of weeks, he said to Mum, I'm going to put the 3 girls together as a group. And she says, well, if you're going to put the 3 together, why not put the 5 together? So that's how it came about.
And 5-star was born.
That's it.
Your father, Buster, he was a musician in his own right, wasn't he? Very successful. Didn't he play with Otis Redding and Wilson Pickett, to name a few?
That's true, yes, on the Midnight Hour tour, Desmond Decker. And yeah, he was, he distributed records, he managed groups, he played as a musician, a guitarist, and yeah, very multi-tasked in the music business.
5-star, they're known for their brilliant costumes and choreography. How easy was it to remember all those routines?
Well, we rehearsed over and over again, and I guess over the 30 years, it'll be 30 years this year, all the routines have kind of just stuck. So they were individual routines for different songs, so they were easy to remember.
It must have just been standing in a dance studio practicing him hour after hour. That's the vision I've got. Is that how it was?
That's it. Doris used to get us all in for about 2 hours, I think. If we weren't doing interviews, we were doing the TVs, and you know, the new single came out, so we had to learn routines for that, and then you know, it was just an ongoing process.
June 1985, The Luxury of Life and Five Star's first album. A string of hits followed there. You had a busy schedule. How crazy were those days? They were crazy days, weren't they?
Really, really crazy. And we were all so young, and I was still in school, and we were doing Russell Harty Show and the Wogans, and it really upped my profile in school, which I was really grateful for. But yeah, they went so fast. It was great to meet the fans outside the gate and at the concerts, the Crunchy Tour and the Ultrabright Tour, and at the TVs, and yeah, it was just crazy. It was really brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
How did you manage school around a busy schedule like that?
They used to give us time off, which was really lovely of our teachers. Yeah, they used to give us time off during the day just to do the filming of Top of the Pops or Wogan, Russell Harty and Pebble Mill at 1, and then we'd go back in.
You were living the dream.
Go back in. Yeah.
Five Star's seventh and final single from Luxury of Life was System Addict. It was your second biggest single. How did that song come about?
System Addict. We had a lot of writers on our early albums, and that was a demo that Dad got into the office and asked me and asked us if we liked it. So instantly, Systematic was, you know, it was a yes to Systematic. It was just so catchy, and it's a great uplifting kind of tune, you know, and and we just went with it, went in the studio and recorded it.
For me, the 80s was and probably still is the best decade when it comes to music, the decade of decadence, as I call it. What was so special about the 80s, do you think?
You know, we were very, very busy in the 80s, and we were living in the moment of the 80s, so it was kind of hard for us to have the soundtrack of our lives, because we were making the soundtrack of other people's lives at the time.
Yeah.
But Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson and what's his name, Alexander O'Neill.
Yes.
When all these songs came out around us, and they were just such wonderful songs in the 80s, because the music had melody along with the lyrics and along with the melody of the song. You know. The instrumentation had melody. It was one of the best eras, I think.
When I was reading through my script yesterday, I couldn't help but notice your middle name is Lisa Marie. Is there an Elvis connection here somewhere?
Yes, actually, my middle name is Lisa Maria. Mummy was the biggest Elvis fan. And so, yes, I was named after Elvis Presley's daughter.
How difficult was it growing up at just Five Star?
I don't think it was difficult at all. I've always loved music. I used to come home and play the guitar and write my songs when I was 13, 14, 15, and I think it's in our blood, it's in our family, so it was a welcome thing. We used to listen to Diana Ross and the Supremes and Elvis and what's his name, Paul Anka and Crystal Gale, and so many different genres of music.
Yeah.
And it's just great growing up in our household.
Was it a typical family with siblings always fighting and arguing? And
Absolutely.
it must have been expensive when it come to Christmas in your household.
You know, Mummy and Daddy never used to let us have very much chocolate.
Uh-huh.
And Christmas time was the chocolate time, when you got the stockings with the Mars bars and the
Oh yeah.
and the chocolate bars full stockings full of chocolate. So that was our most favourite time of the year.
I'm there now. I can see it. I'm dribbling. It's now 1986. You had another massive hit with Can't Wait Another Minute. This was a huge hit, both sides of the Atlantic. What was it like having made it big in America?
Oh my God. We always dreamt of meeting Michael Jackson and buying lots of Cadbury's when we made it big. When we heard Tony Blackburn playing, you know, Let Me Be the One and All Fall Down on the radio, it's like, oh my God, we're on the radio! We're going to be famous! So we're going to go meet Michael Jackson in LA. We're going to move to LA and buy lots of chocolate and meet Michael Jackson. It was just fun. It was fantastic. It's a fantastic time in our life.
It must have been. Five Star's second album was released in August of that year, 86. The title of the album was Silk and Steel. How did that title come about?
Silk, that's Rain or Shine, isn't it? Silk and Steel.
You still got it, girl. You still got it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's, I guess that's how that came about, but yeah.
All right. The album reached number one in the album charts here in the UK. You must have been delighted having reached number one.
You know, Mark, everything was so busy, and Daddy was like, yeah, you got number one album. Oh, great, that's fantastic, Daddy. And I was up in my room, okay, what's my next look? Looking at Vogue magazines, and there was always something to do. And it was a great thing, but it wasn't like I stood still and acknowledged it and said, wow, we got a number one album, you know?
Yeah.
It's when I heard the statistics, when you guys read it back, it was like, oh, you got number one in 86 and the album was number one. And it's like, wow, did we? Right now, it's like 30 years on. It's like, wow, we really did a lot, didn't we?
Was there a big party in the Pearson household that day?
I think we did. Yeah, I definitely think we did.
In the preview, we heard a medley of songs, namely Stay Out of My Life. Is it true you composed that track?
Yes, I did. It was just a melody that came to me when I was walking around the tennis, right in the garden, around the tennis court. We used to skate on the tennis court and roller skate. And I wanted to write a song, and it just came to me while I was walking on the court, ran to my bedroom, put it down, and just wrote the lyrics to it, and Daddy loved it. And we actually changed it to the beat that it is, because it was more of a rock tune. Dad said, let's try this tempo and this avenue. So that's how it all developed in the studio.
Yeah.
Just walking around a tennis court.
From the Silk and Steel album came Five Star's most successful song, peaking at number 2 in the UK charts. The title is Rain or Shine. Before we continue, let us have a listen to Rain or Shine, then we'll come back and continue with another chat. Is that all right?
Absolutely.
Five Star, Rain or Shine on the Bridge 102.5 FM and around the world on all the W's, thebridgeradio.net, with me, Mark Spate. We're joined on the Big Decades this afternoon by Five Star's very own Denise Pearson. Denise, that song Rain or Shine, it reached number 2 in the UK charts, as we said earlier, but can you remember who kept you off the top spot?
Madonna.
No, not quite. Have another guess.
No, it wasn't Madonna.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, no, I don't know.
It was the Communards, Don't Leave Me This Way.
No,
Yeah.
Great record. Absolutely brilliant record.
I was gutted when that one didn't get to number 1.
Yeah, I was just excited that it got to number 2. But, sometimes when a lot of groups reach the number 1, it's like, that's it, and you can't kind of go any further. Your career is kind of like over in a way, but you can have another number 1. But we thought it was good. Let's keep it at number. Well, it's good that it reached number 2,
Yeah.
so we can keep working and maybe get number 1.
The damn Communards. Moving on to 1987 now. Five Star, they won a Brit Award for the Best British Group. Silk and Steel was also nominated for the Best British Album. What are your memories of that evening?
We had our dresses designed and taking the photo, I think. Oh, winning it. Jackie Graham presented it to us.
Mm-hmm.
And she was so excited. And walking up and getting on stage, and oh my God, it was just brilliant, really, really brilliant to actually get that kind of award, you know, because we worked so hard. A lot of people don't see what's behind it all.
Yeah.
But we were working so hard. If we weren't interviewing, like I said, it was TV, and then it's the new song, and then the new studio recording, then the new routine, and then it was on and on and on and on and on. But it was a great ride. It went so fast, but yeah, I think it was a great win.
A big pinnacle in your career. I bet your parents were really proud that night.
Yeah, absolutely. Mummy and Daddy were very, very proud.
August 1987 saw the release of Five Star's third album. It was titled Between the Lines, an album which peaked at number 11 in the UK album charts and became a platinum-selling album. I think you penned two songs, my favourite being, was it Live, Giving More, Giving Love? I remember having that.
Yep.
I remember having that on an album, like, and I kept on wearing it out because all I did was put it on repeat.
Oh, that's so lovely.
What's the story behind that song?
I guess it was about relationships. I think we were all very late in having our relationships until we were in our 19s and 20 and 21. So I guess it was kind of like a thing to look forward to. We can live giving love to each other for the rest of our lives. It's just a very romantic life thing, I guess, life song.
And then Five Star released more albums as we came to the end of the 80s. Then the family moved to America, didn't you? How different is the music scene compared to the UK over in America?
Very, very different. I think it's a much more relaxed way of life, and the sun is always out. You can't wear your big jumpers anymore. And everybody talks to each other, and everybody's very, very friendly.
Is the music scene different there?
Yeah, absolutely. The music. Well, we met Freddie Jackson on the music scene. We were doing the little clubs, and we were doing Solid Gold and Soul Train out there. Don Cornelius. Oh my God, it was really amazing being out there and just experiencing a different side of the of music.
I love Freddie Jackson. My all-time favourite song, I've actually seen this guy 6 times in concert. You're going to tell me you've met this guy now. I'm a big fan of Luther Vandross.
Oh my God, yes.
Did you ever meet Luther?
We didn't actually meet him.
Oh.
But I remember when the night, I think it was midnight, when he passed away, when it was on the radio. And
that's right.
I just sat and I cried, and, you know, what a talent.
Yeah. I sat there playing his music all day. I'll tell you a quick story about Luther Vandross. I went to see him in concert, and he was at the NEC in Birmingham. And Luther had got this talent of, when he sang a ballad, you could hear a pin drop. Yes. And he had an orchestra with him for the first time I'd seen him in this orchestra, and he played Impossible Dream. And I was about 5th row back, and just as I heard the first bars of Impossible Dream, I stood up on my chair and shouted, yes! And I was the only one that stood up. Everybody looked at me as if I was a nutter. And Luther looked at me and stuck his thumb up, and I thought, yes, yes.
There you go, Mark. You got the thumbs up from Luther Vandross. That's amazing.
I thought I'd made it, yeah. Now, another pop group that you sang with in the 90s, you began to record with many artists such as Bros singer Matt Goss, didn't you, in This Pain in 97?
Yeah, that's true. We were both in LA, actually. I met him out there, and then he went to Italy, and we communicated via back and forth, and then I did the vocal. He sent me the track. I did the vocal in LA and then sent it back to him in Italy, and he did the other part of the vocal, his part. And yeah, we came out with that. I love Matt. I absolutely love him. He was my very first kiss.
Do you have the poster on the bedroom wall of Bros?
No, actually, I didn't. I loved Bros when they came out. Oh my God, what gorgeous guys. Yeah. But he was my first date, and we met in front of Buckingham Palace. He pulled up in his limo, and I pulled up in my in the Daimler with our bodyguard. And got together and just went out. And yeah, he was my actual first kiss in my life, which I'm very, very proud about. You know what, Mark? While the Bros fans and the Five Star fans were fighting about who's better, we were hooking up.
You lucky thing. You've also done some work with Ryan Tedder, One Republic, haven't you, also?
Yes. Nikki Flores. She was an artist on Sony. Strike was the tune, and it was actually in the movie Aquamarine that came out. Yeah, Ryan Tedder is... We hooked up, we actually did a remix of Systematic. My dad hooked us up while we were in LA, and I used to sit in his studio was in his bedroom. So after we did the recording, he said, Denise, can you take a listen to this? And he was putting together his group and getting his material together. And I said, Ryan, keep doing your thing. It's really brilliant. You have such a great vocal. He obviously, as everybody knows, One Republic, but he does. He has an amazing vocal. and he's an amazing talent. It was an absolute pleasure working with him.
You're now embarking on a solo career. I've often wondered, when you write songs, I always ask artists this, and I always get a different response. Which comes first, the music or the lyrics?
For me, I have a great track guy. His name is Wayne Gerard, and he wrote a lot of the tracks on my album. So I guess when I get the track, then my melody comes first, and then I put the lyrics on top. That's how it comes to me.
Then we came into the noughties, 2009. You made your West End theatre debut in a show called Thriller Live, didn't you, which was a musical based on the music of Michael Jackson. How did that come about?
I was starting out on my own solo thing, and I had my MySpace at the time, and this guy called Adrian Grant, the creator of the show, was looking for the lead singer of Five Star to play the female lead, because there's a female lead in Thriller Live. So he got in touch with me via my MySpace, and then I went in for the auditions, and it went on from there. But it was an absolute pleasure singing Michael Jackson songs and for his fans. It's just amazing.
And you continued on the West End, didn't you? Didn't you have a show called Respect La Diva?
That's it. Same creator, Adrian Grant. Respect La Diva ran at the Garrick Theatre for 3 weeks. It was absolutely amazing because I got to sing Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston songs, Aretha Franklin. Oh, it was just a dream for me. Yeah, that went really, really well, and it was so enjoyable.
For all our listeners, we're joined by Denise Pearson from Five Star. Let's go back. Many of our listeners will remember March last year. Now, you appeared on the BBC's The Voice, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
How did you enjoy that?
It was hard work, actually.
I remember seeing that.
A lot of early mornings and doing interviews, and we had to actually wear the clothes. We had to leave our clothes that we did the interviews in, and then they'd take them, dry clean them, and then have them for us the next day to carry on with the interviews. So a lot of early mornings. I met a whole load of so many talented kids, and and the whole highlight of it all was performing again on TV on the BBC for 11 million viewers. You know, I thought it was a great way to reintroduce myself to the public, and also meeting Sir Tom Jones. Yes. Oh my God, the aura, his aura is just. He's a very, very sexy man.
Yes.
You might not see it through the screen. That's what I was thinking all these years. We've been seeing Tom Jones. Oh, yeah, Tom Jones. But meeting him and being in the same room, it's like, wow. He just radiates this.
I've invited him on the Big Decades. I'm waiting for him to reply. He has. He's got that aura about him, hasn't he?
That's it. It's the aura, yes.
Yeah. Do you still suffer from nerves? Like when you go on stage now, do you still get stage fright, or is that much gone now through experience?
Oh no, Daddy said if the butterflies and the stage fright goes, then it's time to get out of business. Yeah. I think that's the whole part of it. The nerves just gives you I think it's the adrenaline before you go on stage. It's just, and when you get out on the stage, you're just high on that energy from the audience and from, showing them what you can do, sharing with them and them interacting with you. It's just. Yeah, I think the nerves play a big part of the performance. It's
a nice experience, isn't it? I haven't been there, but I imagine it's a nice experience when you're standing there on stage and you hear all your lyrics sung back at you.
Yes. Oh, God, yes.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Yeah.
Best ever.
Yeah. I remember interviewing Steps once, and they were telling me when they went on stage, as soon as there's a big roar, you can feel the wind of the crowd coming towards you. Is that how it feels?
Mm-hmm. Oh, God, yes. Especially on the tours. I think we had the venues were packed on the Crunchy tour and the Ultra Right tour. Just hearing the screams and seeing so many people and everybody sing along to the songs. That's what it's all about. At the end of the day, the fans come up and say, you guys helped me through such a hard period in my life.
Yeah.
And you're the soundtrack to my life and all these things. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. It means a lot.
Did you actually see it as a job? Obviously you enjoyed being there, but did you actually see it as work?
I don't think so. It's something that I've always enjoyed, music, and we've always had it in the house. So when we learned what we had to learn, then obviously we're going to go out and we're going to sing it on stage and perform it because we enjoyed doing it. We really, really enjoyed doing it. It became second nature. It never ever felt like a job. Music has never ever felt like a job. Yeah.
Now, last December, it must have been such a giggle, because last December you were in Pantomime, weren't you, with Louis Spence in Cinderella at Milton Keynes.
Yeah.
I bet that was a giggle.
That was amazing. I was a fairy godmother. I made Cinderella's dream come true. She got to go to the ball. But the songs were amazing, and every night just watching Louis. You know, we were recording an advertisement for the show before it came on, and he had this lisp. And I've heard of Louis, and I've seen him once or twice on TV, but after he finished, I said, you were really funny, but is that lisp thing, did you put it on just for the ad? Or, you know, is it kind of real? And he said, no, darling, it's real. And I didn't know. For the life of me, I didn't know he had a lisp. But yeah, every night going on with Louis was fantastic. Such a lovely guy.
He's got so much energy, isn't he?
Absolutely. He's very different off stage, though. He's very, very calm, and I think his mother had passed away at the same time, just after my dad had gone. So the panto and the rehearsals for that really kept us busy, and
Yes.
I guess we had that kind of connection. He sat in my room and we both spoke about it, and you know, it was good to hear what he had to say and what I had to say to him. It was nice to share that with him. You know, it really got us through that difficult time.
Now, you've got this solo career underway. You have a new album coming out later in the year titled Imprint.
That's correct, and it's my first album, which I'm so very, very excited about. I've just finished recording the video for Freak Dance, which is my new single that will be coming out on the 26th of July.
Yes.
And check out my website, DenisePearsonMusic.com. I'm so excited about the whole project. It's you know, I didn't have to, in the process of recording the album, I didn't have to worry about if Stead came up with a song or if Dars came up with a song or am I going to get these songs on the album. It was just me. You know, I had my time to write about my life experiences and go into studio and record them and do the harmonies and take part in the production. So this is for the first time in my whole career is me, and it's a fantastic product. If I may say so myself, I really enjoyed making it.
Where was that recorded?
It was recorded in London in the place called Rollover Studios. Every day, every Sunday, we were down there recording, and yeah, it was just such a wonderful experience.
Please send us a copy. I'd love to. I'd love to put it on the playlist.
Yes, I definitely will. I've got to get your details, and I'm going to send you the singles, and I'll get you this copy of the album, most definitely.
Before we go, we always ask our guests some silly questions. We have a laugh and a giggle.
Yeah.
So we go back, there's 4 of them. Who was the Joker in 5 Star? Who had the best sense of humour?
I think Lorraine, she used to come up, she used to make us laugh until our stomachs hurt. But Dars was very funny, but I think Lorraine's just that step. She took it a step further, yeah.
Who had the worst dress sense?
Worst dress sense? I think maybe Lorraine. She's the middle child, so let's blame it on the middle child.
Who was the biggest moaner of the band? You always get somebody who moans and groans. Who was the biggest moaner?
Oh, God, that had to be Del. The youngest, the most spoilt. No, he didn't want to learn the routine. Mommy, we have to get Delroy in here. Tell Delroy to come. And he always tried to moan his way out.
And finally, this is the most contentious one. Who was the most talented?
I'd have to let you guys decide that one. I'm not going to go there.
Get you in trouble.
Yes, that will get me in trouble. It was Stead's birthday yesterday.
All right.
And yeah, it's June time, so it's like that's the month of all of the birthdays in the Pearson family. The majority of the birthdays.
An expensive time.
Yes.
Denise Pearson from 5 Star, we sincerely wish you every success, and thank you for joining us on the Big Decades. We wish you every success in everything you do.
Thank you so much for having me, Mark. I've had a blast.
Absolutely brilliant. Keep in touch when you send us that album. We'll put it on the playlist and give it a spin for you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.